Previously on the Jay and Dan podcast.
I was in New Orleans last week, and these are beads.
What do I have to do?
No, it's okay. Don't do that.
So, thoughts of the Super Bowl, the power outage. What'd you do during that?
Well, I wanted to go to the bathroom, and then I got in the bathroom. No.
So fans are expecting the Ravens to win. Perhaps not.
Could you please put your shirt on again? Like, the beads were just you can give them to someone else, okay?
Oh, I will be giving them away.
Well, there you go.
Well, here is my final letter from my I got to start this. This is terrible.
The fans. The believers. Make it all be right. We are gonna have this #1 album in the world soon. Love you. Thank you.
You're listening to the Jay and Dan podcast.
Let's have a great show.
Dance.
Hey, welcome back. Jay Onright back in studio.
Feels great to be back, Toolsy. You happy to see me?
Happy to have old man Duthy out of here.
Well, I have to say, I gave the podcast 18 and 19 a listen. Those were the two that he filled in on. By the way, first of all, what happened with Aaron Ward? I thought he was supposed to fill in on 19.
Well, after we did the first show with James Duthy, it was like teaching a kid how to read. Then I'm like, do we have to do this with Ward? Or we have to explain every part of the show? I'm like, he's one in, let's just keep it going.
Right. But I have to say, you listen to 18 where Duthy was cranky and didn't know any of the segments. You'd think he could do a small amount of research, but no, he just shows up blind. But it was funny. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Old Man Duthy. Do we have that Old Man Duthy sound clip again? That was hilarious. Did you put that? Was that your idea, Toolsy?
All of ours. Old man Duthy.
What does that even mean? What's well, there's no viewer. What do you mean? Yeah, I don't really understand.
Yeah, that's just great. His confusion. Christoph and Mike did a good job on that one. And then Rod Smith, hilarious.
Everyone loved his Bane Bieber tweets. They want that to be a new segment.
Yeah, I understand we have like maybe a bit of a montage of those Bane Bieber tweets. So,
we have a montage of, I think, everything kind of summing up while you're away.
well, first let's get to the montage of the Bane Bieber tweets, and later. Oh no, not yet. We're not getting to that yet. Okay. But what I wanted to say was, and you know, as I sound confused on this podcast, you and producer Tim pointed this out. You cannot concentrate on one subject for more than 5 seconds. You have the most scatterbrained mind I've ever listened to. It was fascinating to listen to.
And then you put Duthy in there, and he didn't rein it in at all. Because usually you harness it and say, focus.
Yeah,
but Duthy's the same. He's like, oh, there's a cat. What's on TV?
Duthy's telling his long-winded stories about signing books, and it was just, I mean, actually, I really appreciated that. I think I finished my book today.
We gave it a great plug.
You did. It was very nice of you.
James Duthy talked about life on the road as an author, going to Chapters and other bookstores. There's only Chapters, right?
I think that's all that's left, and it's probably just hanging on by a thread. But I enjoyed the one where he said he went to Montreal and he showed up and they didn't have any of his books there.
So when can people expect to see this book or read it? It
should be out this November. It's going to be out for the holiday season. So it's a perfect stocking stuffer for your loved ones, maybe your dad, your mom, your younger brother, your dog.
It won't fit into a stocking because he told me it's something like 4 million words.
It's, as of right now, 82,000 words.
Oh, that seems
just
like a lot.
Really a lot of information about me. I go deep into my past.
But again, I read a book. I don't know how many words are in it. Like, there could be 82,000 words in a McDonald's menu, for all I know.
It'll be about 300 pages, I think. So that's... and what I tried to do is I tried to write each chapter so that if you had it at your toilet, where everyone reads, right, that you just pick up a chapter and start reading any chapter. The story does flow, but you'll be able to pick up individual chapters. And speaking of toilets, I have not one but 2 stories about me crapping my pants in this book.
I have a toilet story as well. I picked up the mail today. My oldest daughter, Sydney, was in the back seat, and the CAA magazine came, because I'm a member of CAA, because I'm an old man. So I said, hey, yeah, Sydney, we better keep this, because I go through the mail, and she's like, you can throw that out. I'll keep this. I'm like, you can read it on the toilet. And she goes, Yeah, poo takes a long time.
Poo does take a long time.
She's got it figured out.
Sid.
Okay,
Does she have any stories that are long enough for her to poo? Like she's reading those little golden books. They're over in like half a poo. But you're just sitting there like, well, I guess I could read the back or see what other little golden books are out there.
There's a long list of golden books. Okay, let's recap what happened when you were gone.
Since you've been gone.
What do you want me? What am I supposed to do?
Probably drink it.
It's the worst segment ever.
No, this is great.
Yes, who is this? Jeremy.
Jeremy Taggart?
Yeah, Jeremy Taggart?
Who is it?
He doesn't. He doesn't know who the hell it
Tell
is.
him we'll call him back.
We're gonna call you back.
So this is from DaMo9 on Twitter.
Hey, you wearing your rubber boots tonight? I say what? You wearing your rubber boots tonight?
Continue.
It just went dead, Nat. The thing's darn's come off my ears, and I got to hear nothing no more.
Mr. Dress Up, a staple of Canadian children's childhood. Canadians' childhood.
I cannot believe you're a broadcaster.
Either can I. Here's downright letter from Australia.
It's my baby daughter you're talking about.
Dear Toolsy, I've got just a couple of days of food and water left.
Here, we'll let you into something. James Duthy came on. We had a grand announcement saying his first podcast. We said, all right, Mark's just renewed for a year. 2 weeks later, there's no more Mark's. There's still Mark's stores.
Okay.
They didn't go under. They don't sponsor our podcast. Please come home soon, Jay.
Yeah,
Dan is ruining everything.
That was nice.
Is that it?
That was
nice.
cool. That was really nice.
There's a lot
Thanks,
of
guys.
There's a lot of slurping.
So do we need to address the fact that you got the sponsor to renew for a year,
yeah,
and then subsequently got the sponsor to drop us completely within the course of 2 weeks?
That's all on Duthy.
So it happened on his first podcast. Then by the time Rod showed up, they were gone.
Yeah, because Duthy was there for 2 weeks. We had the big announcement on his first one, and then when Rod came in on the third week, gone. Marks.
Honestly, how much more could we have done for Marks? We mentioned them a million times. This is the #1 podcast in the entire country, and we brought their president in on the podcast with his family. I accepted gifts from him.
Heck!
Come on, Marks, pull it together. All right, now we need suggestions for possible new sponsors. I threw a couple out there. Maybe you did this already.
Hell of a
Toolsy.
Good Dip.
Hell of a Good Dip is probably 1 or 1A.
Gold Bond.
Or NOS, speaking of which.
Yeah, we better crack this. A little Gold Bond.
See, Gold Bond would be good. Those are the top three. It's either Hell of a Good Dip, Gold Bond, or NOS, which is made by Coca-Cola. If either of those company presidents are listening to this podcast, give us some cash. We need the cash.
Well, here's the thing. Marks wanted to come with a rebrand. They wanted a younger crowd to visit their stores. That's why they came on the podcast. So Gold Bond, instead of just geriatrics using it, you could get the youngins to start using the Gold Bond.
No, you are already like the national spokesperson for Gold Bond.
Me and Shaq.
I mean, you're the person who, yeah, that's true. Shaq is an actual spokesperson for Gold Bond. But you're the guy who goes into strangers' homes and knocks on their door and says, "Can I put Gold Bond on in your backyard?" You've done that before.
That happened in Kyle, Saskatchewan.
You said, "Hey, I got to stop. Can I go to your house? I got to put some Gold Bond on. Do you want to come in and do it in the bathroom?" No. I'll just go in the backyard, and I'll do it back there.
Again, people don't realize what Gold Bond is used for. I don't have a rash. It's just to provide moisture relief.
What happens
in the
is,
summer,
as your sack becomes more droopy and almost more like a beanbag. You know what I mean? Because when you're younger, I think it's like more taut. You know, it's like a soccer bag. But when it gets like a beanbag, it's all like droopy. Then all of a sudden you get out of the shower and your skin's clammy and it's just sticking to your legs. You need that Gold Bond.
It's when the humidity, especially in the Toronto area.
Yeah. But Australia was humid. I needed some Gold Bond down there. Had a good time down there, Toolsy.
So
Didn't
let's
want to
get-
come back.
Yeah, let's get into your trip. So you started off in Hong Kong.
Yeah, what a country.
5 days?
I was there for 5 days. It was like, it really was. It was like a little classier Vegas with better Chinese food.
You then proceeded to Australia.
Went to Melbourne.
Week and a half, right?
Well, yeah, Aussie Open. Unbelievable. What a great tournament.
You saw the Red Foo from LMFAO.
He really was wearing those leather pants on a 36-degree day. I mean, speaking of Gold Bond, you should have been sleeping on a whole pile of Gold Bond. Just rolling in it.
How big was his entourage?
It was like two other dudes
Just
on
two
either
dudes.
side of him. And again, just like guys who are like our age wearing clothes that are completely like for 12-year-olds. Like, at what point do you shut that down? I guess if you're Red Food, it doesn't matter.
He doesn't care. He made his money off the one song.
And
Well,
that-
he's made a few songs.
Then I went to Ayers Rock. That was a big waste of time.
Yeah, you said the sun has to be shining.
It was a rock. And,
Yeah.
and we didn't even get close to it. We were like 2 kilometers away from the rock.
I can't believe you aren't allowed up close, but if you hike up, you can get there.
Right. But you have to hike through the outback in 30-degree weather. So we said, forget that. Then we got to Sydney, and we decided we wanted to go for some sushi. Hadn't had sushi for a long time. Went with my girlfriend. And, sushi's the one, you know me, I have a notoriously bad stomach. But sushi's the one food I never have gas. I never get gas after I have sushi. But something we ate in that sushi dinner. Well, we got back to the hotel room later, and she looked over at me. We're lying in bed, and she looked over at me. She said, "I have the worst gas of all time."
So the Tommy's gurgling.
And mine too. And mine's just like
See,
that too.
You got the inside toots going, so your stomach's tooting, but it's not coming out.
No.
You want to release it.
Oh, I want to release it, but I don't want to do. I mean, you're with your lady friend here. You don't want to be insulting.
You don't want to get over the Dutch oven.
But when she said, "I've got gas," I said, "It's on." And so what proceeded was just a night of just battle. Just her and I going back and forth. That room must have smelled like the inside of Ernest Borgnine's toilet.
And this continued all night.
All night long. Until you just fall asleep. And then, like, when you're dating someone and you know you have gas, right? But then, maybe you have sex and then you fall asleep. And then you're like, okay, well, it's going to come out when I'm asleep. But hopefully she's asleep at that point. I woke myself up a couple of times. I farted so loud. Like, literally woke myself up like, what was that? Oh, that was me. Oh, my pants again.
That's like when the dog poops in the house and you're asleep and you're smelling something. You're like, is that me or is there
But
poop
at least you
somewhere?
have someone you can always blame it on, right?
Yeah, but then if you can't find the dog poop, then you know it's you.
But that's why I don't want a pet, because they can't help themselves. I mean, at least we can control it, unless we both mutually agree that we're going to shit our pants together.
By the way, I'm glad on your first show back we've gone highbrow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Duthy was all like penis jokes. Forget that. It's all about another thing that was fascinating about Australian TV, you know how they have Ancestry.ca commercials all the time in Canada? Mm-hmm. So you can go on Ancestry.ca, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you can learn about your ancestry history. Yeah. And so, lo and behold, watching Australian TV, and I see they have Ancestry.au. So the Aussies have it now. But the difference was they were promoting the fact that you could learn your convict history.
Yeah, because they were all convicts.
A nation of convicts. But I kind of thought they swept that under the rug. So under the rug. So they're like, they're literally like, your family are all criminals. Learn what murderous things they did back in the 1800s
So
on
they actually
Ancestry.au.
They actually say you can find out your inmate.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you can find out like what your ancestors did to cause them to do something so bad that they literally shipped them to an island in the middle of nowhere that eventually became Australia.
So what really happened there?
And
now would you go back to Australia?
Oh yeah, in a second.
Okay.
Yeah, it was so much fun, and it's true what they say. It's very much like Canada, similar population size. The money looks the same, except the weather's a hell of a lot better, and they have great accents.
And hockey started when you were there. Could you watch? Everyone said, of course you'll be able to see hockey. I had my doubts. Did you see any actual hockey games?
I was amazed on some conventional Australian television. There was the odd game that was put on at night. I think I saw a Habs game one night that was put on. So you could see a little bit of it, but it would be tough. The Aussies are crazy for cricket. Like, more than I even realized. I mean, they just love their cricket. Another thing that happened, I think probably because she was farting so much, my girlfriend needed a massage one night. We went and had dinner, and then we're heading back to the hotel. And as we're walking along, I said, well, we'll in the hotel tomorrow, you can just go to the spa or whatever. And then all of a sudden I see this sign. It says Massage King. And I'm like, perfect. This must be like a chain of massage places.
Right.
So I, walk up to it. I'm like, here, let's go in. And just as I'm about to open the door, I see a businessman speaking to a nice lady in a robe behind the desk. And my girlfriend turns to me and says, yeah, I don't think this is
the jig
me.
was up.
Yeah. She said, and I said, maybe we should stay. Should we just see what it's all about? I mean, we don't want to judge a book by its cover. I mean, I'm sure they give good massages here.
Now, you did send a picture underneath a sign while you were in Australia. You tweeted that to me. And someone said you were in the area that is known for those kind of shops. Was that the same area? Because someone knew where the sign was, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's
which sign?" Because I say
the tats.
The tits sign. For tat. No, well, that was in St. Kilda Beach in Melbourne. That wasn't really like a massage. Well, maybe there's some.
I believe whatever I
think
read
they're
on
everywhere, Toolsy.
Oh, okay.
I think. I mean, I wouldn't know. Anyway, great trip, Toolsy.
But wait,
Lots of
and
fun.
then you went to Hawaii.
Yeah, Hawaii was. I mean, what can you say?
You're making us all jealous here.
Hawaii's like the place that lives up to the hype because it's like 80 degrees every day. Doesn't get hotter or colder. It's perfect.
Your take on Jeremy Taggart's Australian then Hawaiian accents?
I thought the Australian started off a little shaky, but then he really brought it, in the second one. He
studied. I kind of gave it to him. I said, come on, you got to be better.
He was good. Now, one thing I have to question, though, and I love hearing Jeremy on the show because, as you pointed out, he's one of our favorite guests and the listeners love him. But why... you said you had a Kiwi neighbor, a neighbor from New Zealand, so you were going to get him to do it.
Here's the thing. I read your first letter, and I'm like, I can't get my neighbor to read this.
Why not?
He might get fired or something.
What are you talking about? You could just say, this is my Kiwi neighbor. You don't have to say his name.
I didn't want to chance it. I didn't want to put him in an awkward situation. So I'm like, Taggart, he's a rock band. He doesn't care.
No, of course he doesn't care. What? The letter was fine.
There's a lot of swearing, and I believe that was... Well, there was a lot of talk of bodily parts and functions, and
maybe I've got problems.
Oh, I just I think you probably picked that up on the mic there.
A little burp.
One a little
stifled a little burp there. Meanwhile, we did the Harlem Shake, the latest viral sensation that's sweeping the internet right now. This is the best part about that. Producer Tim put it all together. And if you get a chance, go to the TSN Canada YouTube page or my Twitter account, and we've retweeted it. Awful Announcing picked it up. And it turned out really well. Producer Tim did a great job getting all the costumes and all that. But the thing is, if we had asked to do that, if we had been the ones to ask to do the Harlem Shake, he would have not done it. No. He would have complained all night. He would have said, no, this, I'm not doing that. But because Kate asked, Kate was like, this would be great. Then, of course, he's orchestrating everything. Then it's all coming together.
He put more effort into that, 30-second video than we did 2 hours of TV that night.
Yeah.
A sexy basketball player?
And it was 2 hours, too. We were there late.
Now, if you look at the Harlem Shake video that we did, make sure you keep an eye on James Duthy, because old man Duthy shows up. He starts to wander off halfway through. Yeah. It's 20 seconds.
Yeah, he doesn't even make an effort.
Yeah, I know.
Our guest is here in studio, Jeremy Hotz.
Wait for this.
I'm so excited to have you here, Jeremy.
Guys.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
You've been doing press all day. Right?
This is my last one today, guys.
Do you just want to be out of here?
No, it's fine, man, because it's sports, so it's all good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I get to do these now because of that CFL thing. I guess you guys were there, right?
No, we watched it in-house in Toronto, and you were killing us.
Yeah, see, we loved it. Now, what was your take on how the crowd at the CFL Awards
they're very protective of the CFL.
Yes.
I've noticed. They thought, I guess in the past few years, people had gone out and cut down the CFL.
Right.
I decided to go out and cut down the NFL.
I loved it.
Which was, which is the other league. So and then a few nails on the CFL, but, I think I'll probably be back next year, boys.
Yeah, you think so?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
The tough thing for a comedian when you're doing an award show with athletes must be, you're like, these guys aren't going to laugh. They aren't going to let loose.
But they did. So it's all right. I got them a few times real big, you know? Yeah. Especially CFL guys who, like, you know, they're like, hey, don't say anything bad. My wife is here. Yeah, I've met your wife. Clearly you've said some things bad to her.
And then you kind of got some digs in on Saskatchewan. How many gigs have you done in Saskatchewan?
Oh, it's coming up on this tour, huh?
Yeah,
I got to go there. I got
do
Regina and
Saskatoon.
And then you're pretty much done with Saskatchewan there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, North Battleford.
You're going to the Battleford?
No. Anything with battle in the name, I try to avoid.
I think you should hit up the Battleford.
I'm not going to no North Battleford, man. I don't care what you say.
Jeremy Hotz is our guest. If you don't know his comedy, the guy's everyone's always going to refer to your hand move.
Yeah.
Where when you get to your punchline.
How did that start? How did you start doing that?
You start rubbing your eye, and
yeah.
Once you start doing that movement, I know it's coming.
Here it comes. Look out, CFL. Here it comes. I love my favorite one was the Grey Cup. The man who donated the cup and then later on went and invented tea. That kills me because it's Earl Grey tea, man. It was the same guy, you know? And that got nothing because most people didn't know, I guess, that it's the guy, the tea guy. Yeah.
Was it him?
Yes.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Earl Grey, man.
That's such a lie.
We just learned something.
That's the guy.
I preferred when, as you said, you were taking digs at the NFL, and I liked when you were saying all their players were in jail in the offseason.
Yeah, that was a nice one, huh?
Yeah, you really pulled that off.
That was a good one.
So now you're going on this tour.
But I knew it would be mostly for the sportscasters that were there. You know what I mean? Like you guys who do this and have, regular human beings.
Right. Well, a sense of humor about this whole thing. But yeah, it's their livelihood. So I guess you can understand why maybe they're a little sensitive about it.
But they're there to win an award, and half of them don't win, so they're all pissed off that they've lost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's true.
Yeah.
So they're going to take it out on you.
Yeah, well, whatever.
It's not right.
Whatever.
Did you watch the Grammys? And LL Cool J, how he hosts an award show is beyond me. The guy, because he's not a funny guy.
Yeah.
And LL Cool J was big like 20 years ago, wasn't he?
I don't know. I thought he made some kind of bizarre comeback, didn't he?
Well, he's on a CBS show then.
Oh.
So it was like they would pair CBS acts with like real, actual musicians, and
because it was on CBS.
Notice. That's right.
Yeah, you see, that's it. All works like that now, man.
Yeah.
It's big business. You work in it. Come on,
big time!
fellas.
This is huge. Hotz, this is the big time right here. You finally made it.
Oh yeah,
after all these years.
Well, I'm retiring.
Go out on top.
Yeah, right.
Our big time was taping a 30-second video last night and putting it on YouTube.
Nice.
That's about all we do.
Do you know about this Harlem Shake, Jeremy?
Yeah, I've seen it. The crazy dancing nonsense with bags and stuff on their head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the thing in the moment, right, fellas?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's the new Gangnam Style.
Gangnam Style?
Gangnam Style? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly.
I still have the pants down guy. What happened to him?
I don't know.
Yeah, the guy that just dropped his pants and
that was the guy from American Idol.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah, that guy was good.
And this thing will last about as long as that guy did, too, and then it'll be something else, right?
Yeah, and then it'll be gone. Do you listen to a lot, like, I can imagine you listening to, like, Mark Maron's podcast and stuff like that?
Yeah, I've done it. Yeah.
And so how was that experience for you?
Fine. You know, it's just like,
He gets deep. Like, he really, digs deep, doesn't he, about, where your comedy comes from and all that. It's kind of cool. I like listening.
Yeah, he's okay. I mean,
Like, have you worked with him before?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I was in Australia with him. Ireland. He went with me to Ireland once. We did the Kilkenny Comedy Festival. That was weird. You should see the people in small town Ireland. Wow. These are bizarre-looking human beings. And you walk into the store, and they point and laugh at you like you're the freakishly-looking one. I swear.
Well, to them, maybe you are, Jeremy.
Oh, I don't know, man. What have those people done other than Lucky Charms and soap?
Whoa.
That's it.
Dan's going to be upset.
Hey, what about
his ancestors are really
What
upset
about our
right
love
now.
for booze? Come on.
Yeah,
don't forget about
that's
that.
If you don't drink in Ireland, they're not only mad at you, they kick you out.
Did you not
they're
drink in Ireland?
I
Was that-
drank, but the beer is disgusting. It's like soup. It's this black soup.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh,
It's an acquired taste.
Kidding me, man? Disgusting. Garbage beer, man.
So why the tour of Canada now? You're returning. I feel like you haven't done Canada for a little while.
Yeah, so I figured the time was right.
Yeah, I might as well come
I
back.
might as well come back and travel at the nicest time of year.
Yeah, exactly.
across the country.
What's with the timing?
Well, I'm miserable, so I guess they just for laughs, people thought, hey, it's funny to send them when it's really out.
And you're playing like
that's what it is.
Massey Hall. Like that's a huge, beautiful venue.
Yeah.
Are you intimidated at all by
No.
that? Or are you just like, forget it?
No.
I'm just going to put my hand to my eye.
I did
and-
Gator Growl. Do you guys know what that is?
What the hell's
What's
that?
that?
Sounds like a hillbilly festival.
Okay, where the Gators play, the college
Florida
team.
Gators,
yeah,
yeah.
the Florida Gators, 80,000 people.
Holy
Wow.
crap.
Yeah.
How do you keep the attention of an 80,000 seat crowd if you're a comedian?
You're funny.
That's a good answer.
That's how you do it.
That's a good answer.
They had booed Bob Hope off the stage 5 years previous.
Whoa, well,
Yeah.
Bob was probably pretty bad though. at
But
that
still,
point.
though.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
Bob
you
Hope.
know, it's
Yeah.
Bob Hope. Give him some props.
Yeah.
Weird. I did it with Howie Mandel.
Wow, Howie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not when he had the show, like before the shows. Like
Right.
he briefly did stand up again, so he was there. There's a parade. They take you down in an open car down the middle of Florida.
Wow.
In a parade, and I thought, someone was going to shoot me. Like, I'm Canadian. What would you think?
Get out of
I
here,
saw the
Snowbird.
Kennedy tape.
Was that Howie pre or post germaphobe?
Oh, he's always been one.
No,
right?
He's always been one?
Yeah, he doesn't touch anybody.
So you try to go in for the hug, and he's like, "Get away from me, Hotz."
Have you seen Howie? I don't go in for no hug, man. Are you kidding me? Good Lord, yeah. I have a fantasy of a bald old guy near my penis.
How do your hugs end up if that's what happens?
That's the weirdest hug. You're like forcing him down to your crotch.
No, I would never hug the guy. What are you talking about? He's bald. I already have 2 balls. I don't need a third one.
What's he doing now? Is he still hosting a game show?
Yeah, some reality show or a game show or something, right?
He never seems to leave TV. You
No.
might want him to.
No,
But
but
he
you know
never
what? His
seems to leave.
smile is so infectious, and he really lights up. He's really good on camera, guys. That's what it is. And he's Canadian,
Yeah?
which is terrific.
We
you know?
should feel proud of that. Are you splitting your time between LA and here now, or are you just down in
I
LA?
live in LA for
Yeah.
15 years.
And so, would you ever see yourself returning to the Great White North on a permanent basis, or is this weather just said this? I'm never going. I'm never coming back to this
Come
crap.
on,
300 days of sunshine a year.
That's why I come and tour in February
Right.
to remind myself.
Right.
That's
Just-
it. I don't want to. I don't want to. What am I going to do, man? Just get a house on the frozen tundra of Saskatchewan somewhere.
in the Battleford.
Move to the Battlefords.
I'm not going to North Battleford.
Come
man.
on.
You
Yeah,
know
the-
what? There's no South Battleford. You know why? They attacked it and blew up the town.
The Battlefords are among the earliest communities in the province of Saskatchewan. At one time, Battleford was the capital of the Northwest Territories.
Maybe I should go. That was a good one.
I actually think you should. They'll love it.
Give us your honest comparison, Canadians to Californians.
They're different kind of people, man.
Completely.
Oh yeah, totally different people. They look like us. They sound like us. They're the most un-Canadian people you'd ever see in your life. They're totally weird, man. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah. The women are really pretty, and then you talk to them, and you go away. You know.
Have you found love down there?
I have a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Good
then
for
I
you.
walked away.
Yeah,
Happy Valentine's Day, people.
This is the Valentine's Day edition of the podcast, isn't it?
I guess so.
Yeah, it's Valentine's.
Did
Well,
you
it
get
lives
something
for
for
a
your
week.
wife, Toolsy?
No, I was going to bring that up. Can I read you guys an email that I sent today?
Sure.
Melissa Grello, she hosts CP24 Breakfast. Very pretty.
I'm doing
were
that
you on
tomorrow.
today?
Tomorrow I'm doing
Okay,
that.
she's beautiful.
Okay, maybe you can ask her about this email that I
hit
sent
me,
her.
hit me.
I'm trying to get someone to. Here it is. It's hello and a question. So I said, hi there, friend. Hope all's well. I'll be downtown at 299 Queen tonight. That's where we're taping this podcast. Wondering if there are any good flower shops around there. Need to get some flowers for my girls. Sorry for the out of the blue question, but figured you would know. Winky face.
Oh, Toolsy, easy.
Now, is she thinking like I'm buying her flowers?
No, dude. No.
Okay, because she
Yeah.
never responded.
Yeah, she probably
Did
is
you
thinking
did you
that.
answer her and go, yeah, there's a flower shop that I frequent for...
No,
I asked her that. I sent that to her.
email
Oh, you
to
said,
her.
oh, she didn't answer you.
And she didn't
No,
respond
so she's
to it.
like, what a creep. He wants to buy me and all the girls here flowers?
I kind of think that
well,
is
that's
what she
that's the way. That's the way I. Yeah. Who are you buying flowers for?
For my wife and my 2 daughters.
Oh, you got a right wife
Yeah.
and 2 daughters in the thing.
You
as
really
opposed
blew
to-
it, Toolsy.
Crap, I blew it.
Yeah. you embarrassed yourself.
So one
so
of our
much
fellow-
that I'm embarrassed for you.
I think we're all embarrassed for
Yeah.
you. And not only that, but she's a fellow employee who may sue you for sexual harassment.
No, because you've got 3 guys sitting here going, you know what? Get over yourself. He's got a wife and kids.
Can't wait for the interview tomorrow on CP24 Breakfast.
No, aren't you covered up because the news just runs across the screen the
Yeah,
whole
it's
time?
constant news. There's one tiny little window on the screen
Yeah, you're
where
not,
you'll appeal.
You're kind of on TV.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what it is.
You're right next to traffic updates. That'll be good.
Right. Yeah, and the weather. Yeah, it'll be worth it for you to get up at 5 tomorrow morning for sure.
I don't think it's that early, boys. They let me go later, right?
Okay, that's
yeah,
good.
They don't want the early people to see me.
Is that it? Is that then you're done?
No. Oh, God, no. Are you
Never
kidding
ends.
me? No. Hey, you know what was nice to me? Roots. I went into Roots today, and they gave me a whole bunch of stuff, like essentially for free for the tour. They were fantastic.
You just walked in, said I'm on tour, and they just let you go to town.
No, some dude set it up, and then I walked in, and they were all really excited, and then they took pictures, and then they just gave me a bunch of free crap.
Are you going to do that at Mark's Work Warehouse?
No, that's not my style.
Yeah, it's not ours either, Jeremy. Not anymore.
They used to sponsor this podcast.
No.
They dropped us
Maybe
like
Roots. Roots should come on board.
They dropped us like a hot potato.
Really? Where are
Yeah.
you going to get those steel-toe boots now, boys?
Where are we going to get our flannel jackets?
Our T-Max heat socks.
Your blue bus driver shirt.
Ooh, that would look nice, actually. No sleeves?
I will spit my
I would
drink
consider
up.
that. Okay, so the tour begins when, Jeremy?
That's a good one. Next week, I think it's in Newfoundland.
Starting east, going west.
Now those are nice people.
Yeah, they are actually.
Yeah, you're
I
gonna
got to
have
think
fun.
about the accent on those girls. You know what? The way most guys find it funny, it's a total turn on to me.
So you may never
Hamburger and
leave.
Jesus thereby.
Well, you're not doing it well.
You may never leave the Maritimes. You might not make it to the Battlefords.
I like it, man. I don't know what it is.
So you're very used to living in a hotel room then?
Yeah.
So half your life has been spent in a hotel room?
No, not that much. What have you been following me around? Not that much.
I think
questions
that
are
leads us to our
crazy.
next topic. He has been following you around.
Well, I was talking to a hotel. I was just recently in Fort McMurray, Alberta. Is your tour taking you to Fort McMurray?
No, dude, I played larger. God, will you just learn that?
No, that's a
what do
big
you
thing.
think? What do you think I
Battlefords,
do?
Fort McMurray,
What do you
Sarnia.
think I do?
No, Fort McMurray.
This is
They have
ridiculous. Dude, Massey
He'll be
Hall.
in
Yeah, let me stop by
Ontario.
Let me stop by Fort McMurray. Are you kidding? Is there even a fort there?
Yeah, it's like 100,000 people now.
Wow. Let me mark that on my atlas. Next tour.
I was talking to a hotel employee, and they told me,
There's a lot of semen on the bedspread.
Oh, wow.
essentially,
Wow.
they said, legally, you don't want to know how often we have to change the sheets.
To be born a hotel room towel might be the worst thing in existence.
Yeah.
Just think of all the abuse.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, you know.
No, I bring my own towels now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good for Really? you.
Yeah, because of what I do to the hotel.
Of course.
I mean, I know, man. And they make them white. I don't know why they do that.
Yeah.
The total wrong color.
They got to bleach the hell out of them.
Yeah, but admit it, when you go to someone's house and you use like a brown or a gray towel, you think, what's this hiding?
That's poop.
Yeah, that's what it
Hiding
would
their
be.
feces.
Yeah. Feces. That's what he said. He goes to the medical term to make the crummy joke sound really intelligent.
They'll bleep it for me. Don't worry. They'll bleep that right out.
No, it's a podcast. You can do whatever you want, right?
Not this one, Jeremy. We have to play this on the radio as well.
Oh, you guys do this on the radio too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. They like
okay.
to milk it for as much content as they possibly
And
can.
pay you the same amount of money.
I don't even think
Yeah.
we're getting paid anymore. We have no sponsor.
Yeah, we've got nothing. We're waiting for Roots to show up now.
I'm telling you, just walk in there. I swear.
It's great. We'll be clothed, but we won't have a podcast.
Just fill our bags.
If you just go in and say you're a comic, they'll throw stuff at you. Seriously. Could you take
Perfect.
these? Could you get these out of here? Could you take these? Yeah. Then we'll give you this for free and that for free, and take one of the girls.
Take her to the Battlefords.
I'm never going there, man. Just get off the small town crap. It brings me down. It reminds me of the early days in my career.
Those are fun, weren't they?
Oh, man.
No, maybe not. Traveling across the country in a van.
They always go half the fun is getting there.
Yeah,
That's garbage.
that's-
What a stupid
totally
analogy.
agree with
what
that.
an idiot.
That
Whoever
is-
said that was an
If
idiot.
you could fly everywhere in the world, you would do it, right? You'd never drive. Why would you do that? Why would you drive on roads or take trains? It's like a slow, boring
Rich
process.
people don't do that, do they?
Right.
They take jets everywhere. They own their own jets now.
You probably have your own
I
private
do
jet.
not have my own jet yet. I have a biplane. And I can't fly it in the winter.
So where can people find tour info?
HaHaHa.com. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's just for laughs.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Awesome.
it. Yeah.
HaHaHa.com.
Yeah, it's all there. It's all there on that. So, we got the dates on there. I think they've probably written the right dates down. That's so lame. It's amazing.
So, and I believe March 8th at Massey Hall, Toronto. I think I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna hang on. I'm gonna be heckling the shit out of you.
Oh, yeah, let's see how that works out for you. As 2,700 people slit your throat.
I'm not scared of them.
Okay.
I'm not scared of those uppity Toronto types.
They're all from North Battleford.
They're all from the Battlefords.
They're traveling there to see me. You're going to get nailed, man.
There it is.
Got
February 19th to March 23rd.
Perfect.
And you're posing in front of a VW van.
Yeah. Magical Misery Tour. Yeah. In front of that stupid van. And then all the reporters have asked me, "Are you really driving across Canada in the middle of winter in that dumb van?" Yeah.
Of course.
That's what I'm doing.
That sounds like
Have
you.
you checked the schedule? Good God. I barely sat in that thing for the shoot. It was so filthy. I swear to God, my pants stuck to the seat.
It was like a hotel bed in Fort McMurray.
I've never been to Fort McMurray.
I used to live there.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You work in a big oil rig?
No, I worked in radio up there.
Oh wow, that's where you made your start?
That's right.
Wow.
I was the lowest paid human in the city.
Of course. Of course. You were the radio guy?
Yeah.
So it's Good Morning Fort McMurray.
Exactly.
A little bit like that.
What was your listenership? Like 7?
I think it was very devoted because there was only 2 radio stations. I was on both of them.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. How did you get this gig then? So they actually went scouting and went, that guy in Fort McMurray.
He is good.
He can't
We need to
defend the
bring him.
fort. Let's get him out of there.
I actually went to the cable station and I said, "Can I do a show?" And they said, "Yeah, shoot whatever you want." So I put it together, and then one tape led to another.
And you got hired, right?
Yeah.
Something similar happened to me, the Jon Stewart show. When I wrote on the Jon Stewart show, people always go, "How did you get that gig?" And it was like, they were looking for a writer, and I sent a pack in from Toronto, and they hired me. That's the whole story.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that the MTV one he did? Like the old one?
There was one in between the 2 successful ones that he had. He had a really crummy one. Right. That's the one I was on, called
Jeremy.
the Jon Stewart show.
Well done.
Yeah, I lasted to the end of that. I did. It was canceled. So I lasted to the end of that. I still went into the office the next day by myself and went, "Where the hell is everybody?"
Jon Stewart was already gone.
He was already on to The Daily Show, a legitimate television program. Story of my career, fellas. You know what I mean?
Can you still call him now, though? You can hang
John?
out? Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
No, it's not happening?
That. But I can call Jerry Lewis if I feel like it.
Oh, yeah?
Sure. I don't think he'll answer, but I can call him.
Jeremy, we know you're tight for time, so you can skedaddle if you want, or you can hang out with us.
Oh, we'll do another 2 minutes. What do you say?
All right.
All right. 2 more minutes.
2 more.
Hey, I want your the best joke I heard you do at the CFL Awards. My favorite joke
Which
was the amount of teams in the league.
8.
Yeah. He said, "That's just enough, thank you."
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a nice friendly league. You only need 8 teams. That's enough.
Martin Short used
Give
to
everyone
say,
a chance to win the damn cup once in a
That's
while.
right. Everybody
That's
gets
it.
an opportunity. It's fair.
I like the game, don't you?
Oh, I love the CFL.
I
It's all
really
passing.
do.
Yeah,
It's
we
all
love it.
passing and throwing and really exciting athletic plays. It really is good.
And have you started a CFL club down in LA? Maybe the guys all get together on Wednesdays and Friday night football.
We do get it though, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
On NFL Network.
Yeah. No. The NBC Sports Network picked it up.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Which used to be Versus, and then they changed the name and they run the CFL. Yeah.
We actually have clips from the CFL awards that we played on a past podcast.
You do?
We only have 8 teams, and that's good. That's enough. Thank you very much. Gives everybody a fair chance. I just love the Americans that come over and play our game. That kills me. I would love to meet the guy that played at the University of Las Vegas. Ends up in Saskatchewan. Nice. And if you're a Rough Rider, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, come on, you know Saskatchewan. It's the one on the map with the 2 straight lines. It's like at the end someone went, okay, shut up, we'll put it in.
Yeah. Oh, it's Saskatchewan.
Yeah. They're going to love you in the Battlefords.
It's not the Battlefords. It's just Battleford.
No, it's North Battleford and Battleford. Not South Battleford. North Battleford and Battleford.
So they call them the Battlefords?
Correct.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what they call Regina?
Why are you getting so misty when you tell me this?
I just love that province. I do.
You know what they call Regina, Jeremy?
Uh-oh, here it comes.
You can use this.
Okay.
The city that rhymes with fun.
Yeah, you lost me.
We've lost everyone by this point. We really have.
Do they listen to this live, your podcast, or do they actually have to download it? And then how does this whole thing work?
Process.
They have to. Well, they can grab it on iTunes.
It's a whole process.
It's a process.
Like it's really complicated.
To buy a dedicated computer just to listen to it on.
That's right. This computer machine.
Can you hear it on your phone if you've got a decent phone?
Yes.
Okay, so
It's on iTunes.
Not a BlackBerry, but anything else.
You can't hear it on a BlackBerry?
I think you can. But I was just making fun of our own there.
That is. BlackBerry is Canadian, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you have one?
I don't. Not anymore.
And by the way, when you're in Australia, there's no more rim jobs.
I heard that.
It's just called BlackBerry
They
now.
changed the name from Rim to BlackBerry.
The company used to be Rim, so if you got a job there, it'd be a rim job.
You can use that.
Dude, I'm never going to say that. I'm never going to say that. That is the saddest. I haven't heard a guy say rim job since grade 4. That's amazing.
Guess you haven't been listening to this podcast.
No, I didn't realize you guys were on the
Before you
cusp
came
of
on,
rim.
Jay had just
God.
finished a 30-minute story about how he and his girlfriend had really bad gas in Australia.
Dude.
Yeah, we did. It was
Really?
awful. Yeah, because it was a point in our lives where we just decided, you know what, we just got to let this go. We can't pretend to stifle it anymore.
You beefed in front of your chick?
Oh yeah,
That's
she beefed
disgusting.
in front of me.
Oh, well, that's vile. So you guys are made for each other.
Yeah, it was-
Good Lord.
I think it's gonna last.
Why don't you fly away in a hot air balloon? Right into
I
the
think it's gonna work
Battleford.
for us. I think it's gonna last.
How long have you dated her for?
It's been a few years now.
Are you going to do something special for Valentine's Day or just mail her a fart?
Well, she gets that every day. That's not special.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually going to ask Melissa Grello if I should get her flowers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's so mean,
Yeah.
dude.
She still hasn't got back to me, if you guys are
She'll
wondering.
get. She understands.
She's probably sleeping because she has to get up at 2 a.m.
Jeremy will smooth it over tomorrow morning
I
on
will,
the show.
you know. What,
Yeah.
She never got back to you, right?
Say that creep Dan from TSN.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm going to go... what's the thing with Dan, man? You never got back on the flower thing. What the hell?
Thank you.
You know, like the guy couldn't do the radio today. The guy, we don't think he's going to come back into work. He may,
Well, I've got nothing now.
he may not live.
Well,
He
I'm
may
gonna
not live.
live.
You know, he
this.
left his wife for you. Oh yeah, totally.
Well, I'm gonna leave the studio. I'm SOL because all the stores are closed now.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah,
get.
you're screwed.
No, you can't get any. You can't get flowers at this time.
Maybe at the SO.
No,
There's a convenience store.
Shell? So-
Got some beautiful
Come
buns.
on, go to Chinatown, get her a couple of egg rolls.
That would be nice.
They're open.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Some fresh fruit. They've always got oranges in crates out there.
that's true. They actually do.
You know, in LA, they sell them by the side of the road.
They still do that.
Oh, yeah.
In bags, right?
The flowers on Valentine's Day.
Oh, I thought you were talking
flowers.
oranges.
I thought you were talking oranges.
Oranges too. Yeah,
Yeah,
oranges too. But they sell flowers come Valentine's Day. Yeah, they do
So you
that.
just drive by and just grab it, like
Kind of
drive through.
simplest thing in the world, man. You know, look at the thought I put into it, honey. Didn't even slow the car down.
They still have those at the corners of gas stations here, and I think girls know if they're from a bucket, don't they?
I don't
They
know.
die within 4 hours. That's the problem. Those ones.
Because you know why? You know why? Because the guys have just picked them off somebody's front lawn.
In my case, I would have farted on them.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
dude.
Too soon.
Why did you have the gas anyway? What did you eat kangaroo? What happened?
It was sushi, Jeremy. Like normally that's good. That should go down well. But
In Australia?
maybe it was the Australian sushi.
I don't know, man. I don't know what kind of fish was it. Do you know?
It was all very, your standard
Jeremy looking
stuff.
at you with disgust.
Oh, I know.
yeah,
He's
dude.
horrified by me now. I can't wait till he sees me in the second row at a show at Massey Hall. He's like, I can't look at you and do my act.
Dude,
This is awful.
You didn't get seats that good for my place, buddy. It's so jammed. You'll be lucky to be in the back. If I smell something, you're out of there. I'm telling you that right away.
I'll be blamed by. I won't have a dog to blame either.
By the way, right? Did you see a Roo or a Walla?
It's funny. After I left, my niece emailed me and said, "Did you see a kangaroo?" I was like, "No, I didn't even. I don't know. Did I not
I heard
see
they're
it? I
like-
never even thought about that."
But they're
when I was
lying dead everywhere. They're
Yeah,
like
they're
roadkill.
all over the roads, just all over, just dead kangaroos.
Aren't they?
I don't know. Probably.
I thought there was a lot of roadkill.
What they do is it's not roadkill. That you find them dead like near dumpsters and stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah, because they go through the dumpsters for the food and stuff. They're a problem. They eat them there. You know that, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I had a bit of kangaroo tartare.
Oh God! Why are you doing this to yourself?
This podcast brought to you by Australia Tourism.
Come on. Come and say g'day. I'll slip an extra shrimp on the barbie for you.
That's all right.
Our kangaroos are dead by dumpsters.
Ancestry.au. I was saying to Dan, that, the Ancestry.com and the Ancestry.ca you can learn about. So they had Ancestry.au and they said, learn about your convict history.
It's true.
No,
They were
of
all
course it's
criminals.
true. Exactly.
Yeah.
But I kind of thought they swept it under the rug a little bit. I didn't know they were like, embrace your criminal past.
Let me tell you something about that. It was the English, right? The British that sent them all over there to get them out of there because they were all criminals and stuff?
That's right.
Okay. What I've learned, I've been to England and I've been to Australia, criminals, the women, were much better looking than English people were. I don't know what that happened. I'm just saying.
It's
you know
the
what I mean?
teeth.
Yeah, they got chippers there, don't they?
What?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's a prosperous nation. No dental care.
No fluoride in the
That's
water.
what, they don't have fluoride.
There's no fluoride in the water. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're real beautiful, honey. Just don't smile.
Just keep it shut. Do not open your mouth. Jeremy, I'll see you second row. We're going to have a great time.
Oh, no way, man. You're going to be so gone and out of there.
And Jeremy, a mutual friend, DJ Superfly, sends his hello from Vancouver.
The Fly will see me in Vancouver. There's no question about that.
I love it. Jeremy looked right at me when he said that.
Yeah.
He looked right at me.
The Fly is invited. You are a freeloader.
Not so much. I'll be outside. I'll just put my ear to the door and listen. Giggle quietly.
Yeah, it won't be quiet.
No.
Trust me.
I'll be laughing.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
It's been fun.
I hope to see you next year at the CFL Awards, man. I hope I get to do it again.
We'll be
I really
front
do.
row.
We'll be there.
Yeah,
will
there
be
you'll
there.
get second row. won't
Okay.
you?
Oh, yeah. I've got a lot of privileges with the CFL.
Do you guys win awards for sportscasting and stuff like that?
He's won a Gemini.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No, I said an award. Do you guys... I've got a Gemini. I use it to keep the screen door open.
Door stop.
Well, it is a big hunk of
It is.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
It really is. They changed it. There's no more Geminis now, right?
Screen Guild or something.
Once I
What's
won
it
one,
called?
Screen Awards, Canadian Screen Awards, because they combine the Genies and the Geminis together because consolidation. We need
Oh,
to cut
movies
back.
and television?
Correct.
What does the award look like? Is it still the Gemini?
Probably just a piece of paper.
Yeah.
It's probably
yeah.
just a leaflet.
But if you make a Canadian
Sharp
movie,
piece of glass. They won't let you take it on the plane home because they think you're going to attack the pilot with
weapon.
it. Yeah.
No, I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
wanted a Canadian award. That's all. No,
It's a
sorry,
leaf.
sir.
No, that's a weapon, sir.
if you make a Canadian movie, you're essentially bound to win, right? There's
you've
only
got-
2 a year.
Just make one and you're in.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way it works. So, I'm shooting a documentary on this right
Yeah.
now.
On this tour?
Yeah. I'll be winning my, what is it called? A Screen Award?
Canadian Screen Award.
A Screenie.
Yeah, you'll win your shards of glass.
Yeah. I'll throw out a hi to, my fart buddy and his girlfriend.
Oh, fart buddy. I'm gonna bring her to the show. And you're gonna look down at me. I'll just point at her. I'll be like, "This is her. This is the
Get her,
this
Hotz.
one. Get her. Get her."
All right, boys, you're great.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Jeremy Hotz, thank you so much.
That was fun.
Thanks for having me.
That was fun.
One of our favorite comedians, if not favorite, in the business. He just hit his knee. You okay?
Yeah, all right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they do.
How much longer you got to do this?
We're still doing it.
Couple more hours.
Okay, we're sending you a release form for this documentary.
Oh, great.
Yeah, you're going to sign that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we'll sign it, Jeremy. Sure.
You
Yeah.
know what? From this interview, I'll use well over 3 seconds.
Oh, perfect. It's going to be our big break.
Thank you.
There he goes.
That was fun.
He's so funny. He's really, he's such a funny guy.
He was getting mad.
He was really mad about that fart talk. He didn't like
He was
that.
mad about Fort McMurray, but he thinks it's a big town now.
I know. And people in the Battlefords are not going to be happy with him.
No.
Not going to be happy at all.
Trust me.
Jeremy Taggart, we want to do a little comparison here now.
Okay.
A lot of people tweeted in after we played Jason Spetz's laugh. People are saying Taggart's laugh sounds just like Jason Spetz's.
Oh.
I've never heard them side by each.
Okay.
But we're going to hear it now. Let's start with Jason Spezza. This is the real Jason Spezza laugh.
Summer can be a distraction if there's somebody asks for a trade request.
Okay,
that never gets old.
Yeah, that's the classic Spezza.
Friend of the show.
So let's hear Taggart's laugh right next to it.
Oh, let's hear that again, Christoph.
Sounded like a seal.
Sounded like he was dying. It sounded like he was dying.
Kind of. They're both very unique.
You know, so who said it? Someone on Twitter
Yeah,
said that to
someone
you?
on Twitter
I think they were a little off on that one. Though I do enjoy it.
What do you think Hot's take of us is? Do you think he hates us?
Oh, yeah, I think he hates everyone. I think he hates everybody on this planet except himself.
And DJ Superfly.
And he likes Superfly, yeah. That's it. Those. Maybe if he likes him so much, maybe you should marry him.
Well, we had some Jerry Hotz clips. I didn't.
We played them.
No.
The CFL ones.
Hates his doctor. What the hell is a slug? Lost pet signs are funny.
Okay, well, you're just reading now. That's really not funny at all. You're just reading the things that you forgot to ask.
I wasn't supposed to ask him. I guess I'm just supposed to lead into his guesting appearance. Can't wait to see his documentary. We might be on it.
I can't. It's going to be great. Just him, just disgusted. Like, seriously, when you talked about DJ Superfly going to a show in Vancouver, he just stared right at me. He's invited, not you.
Who's this girl? Teresa Caputo. Isn't she the Long Island medium? Yeah. Well, why is she on a Just for Laughs tour?
Really? She's on Jeremy's tour?
No. So it switches from Jeremy Hotz screen to Teresa Caputo live experience.
Oh, well, then she does her medium. She summons the voices.
This is like the Sean Penn experience at Casino Rama, where he just sits and talks about it.
Did Sean Penn do one of
Sean
those?
Penn did it. Al Pacino.
How much money are they paying those guys that they do that?
Got to be
Right?
at least 50.
It's got to be gazillions of dollars.
It's got to be minimum 50, I'm thinking.
Oh, I think it's got to be more than that, don't you think? For them to come up here from L.A., they're already doing movies. They've already got tons of money. It's got to be more than 50 grand, doesn't it?
Guess who's at Casino Rama this coming weekend?
Hold on, let me guess. REO Speedwagon.
Michael Bolton.
Oh. Now that could be good. Should you and I go see that?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Go check it out? Yeah.
So no story time with producer Tim this week. That's done. That segment, it finished last week because Tim didn't show up.
Can we get Mike Gentili, our producer, on the mic here?
Mike, can you
to just talk about
saddle up here?
So the last 2 weeks, Mike and Christoph, they're running around, gathering all these clips for us, us idiots. Meanwhile, Mike's got to chase down producer Tim, and from what I understand, it's been a nightmare, Mike.
He's a tough find.
Like, what is easier? He has nothing
Jeremy
else
Hotz.
to do.
Yeah, he does nothing.
Now, in fairness, rumor came down he was ill this week. So.
Right, but last week you had just as much of a difficult time.
I received an email as you were just ripping him there, which I'll go along with, saying Have you started yet?
Oh, great. Thanks, Tim.
So usually we record these well in advance.
He dropped the seed
because he's going to be upset with me.
But he dropped the seed during last night's program saying, I'm feeling a bit ill. I doubt I'll be here tomorrow. And then during the day, we get an email. Tim's not going to be in.
Tim's not in. A capable producer will be in his place.
We should leave it to the fans. Does he keep his job or not?
Yeah, that's a great point,
We
Mike.
need some kind of a vote.
Go to @JanDanTSN and tell us, should Storytime with producer Tim continue, or should we replace it with a new and exciting segment?
Like Rod Smith, Bane tweets. People really enjoyed that.
That was really funny.
Some people also suggested, since Taggart's on the show just about every second, Taggart from the road stories.
I like that.
Like rock and roll stories.
Yeah,
I like those.
I like that. Taggart from the road. Everyone will end like
a
that.
seal.
Can we hear Tim's laugh again? It's like that.
That terrifies me.
Yeah. He terrifies me. Boy, he was miserable last night.
And when isn't he?
Yeah, good point. It was funny because you sent me an email halfway through my vacation. I said, how's Tim? You're like, Natasha wants to kill him. See, I thought that with Natasha there, he'd actually be in a good mood.
I don't know. I'm tired of trying to understand the man.
So leaving into TV theme vault, Toolsy.
Oh, yeah, we have that.
I wanted to mention two shows I requested Mike and Christoph. And the reason is that, again, Aussies are obsessed with American TV shows from the 80s. So, we'd get home every night or get back to the hotel, flick on the TV. There was...
Start launching bombs.
Just fart like a big cloud. And then through the mist of our fart clouds, we'd barely make out on the television an 80s cop show starring William Shatner called T.J. Hooker. So 80s.
Gotta be honest, I don't know anything about the show.
Heather Locklear was on it. Ooh. Like a young Heather Locklear, smoking hot. She was on two shows at the same time, Matt and Dynasty.
William Shatner.
William
was the
Shatner.
star.
Yeah.
So it aired from 82 to 85. So I was like 7 when it hit the air.
Yeah, you were old enough to know it was there.
7?
Yeah, you watch a little TJ Hooker, no? Now the best part is Adrian Zemed was like his partner. Mike Gentili knows exactly what I'm talking about. And I was reading about this in preparation because it lasted 4 years?
3.
So it lasted 3 years. So Zemed does 2 years, and then he left in the last year, and they asked him why, and he said because he wanted to pursue other opportunities. He was never heard from again.
It was produced by Aaron Spelling.
And then one of the episodes I saw in Australia, Sharon Stone was on it, a young Sharon Stone guest starring as this detective, and her last name was Starr, and it was clearly like a pilot. They were trying to spin her off onto a pilot, and I never
Didn't
saw
work.
it. Didn't work.
They did a lot of episodes. So from 82 to 85, they did 91 episodes.
Yeah, they almost hit 100. It's the magic syndication number.
Oh, is it?
I think so. And then another show that was on a ton was we're going to take a little trip, Toolsy. We're going to set sail. Big build-up. Here it is.
Love, exciting and new. Come aboard. We're expecting you and love. Life's sweetest reward. Let it flow.
It floats back to you. Love boat. Soon we'll be making enough on the run. Now, the reason that this had to be so long is because they'd have like 12 guest stars, right? And they'd have to get through the guest stars, and then they'd have to get through the cast. And it was like the doc, the average-looking 40-ish doctor got laid on every episode.
249 episodes. Also executive produced by Aaron Spelling.
Yeah, he made a ton of dough back then. That's where he made all his money.
I always wondered this, and later in my life, I guess current modern day, was the Love Boat financed by the cruise industry?
Well, I think it was. Well,
I
think the boat, like the boat itself, was a real boat.
But it was perfect advertisement for cruise lines.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The one episode I saw, too, there was a Texas rancher, and he fell in love with a blind black woman. And you realize how far TV has come. Because, first of all, they didn't kiss. Every couple on the show kisses, except for this mixed-race couple, of course. And then at the end, he says, I want to marry you. And she says, what will everyone on the ranch say? You can't bring a black woman back to the ranch. And he says, that's okay. You can pretend to be my maid. And then they laugh. I'm like, this is horrible. This is awful spelling.
Wow. Times have changed, haven't they, Rightsy?
Well, better than me not recognizing, well, let's not get into that story.
Yes.
My housekeeper. Anyway.
That was fun. You ever been on a cruise?
Never. I can't see myself doing it. Would you do it? Have you been on one?
No.
Might take the kids on a Disney cruise.
Oh, Disney cruises are supposed to be the creme de la creme of the cruises.
Have you guys ever done that? Cruise? No?
I did on my honeymoon.
Oh, you did? And?
You're trapped.
Yeah, see, that's what everyone always says.
They travel at night when you're sleeping.
Right.
And then they drop you off. And then by the time you go out and find any place you got to go, it's like, oh, we got to go back. And it was like 2 hours.
And then are all those trips, like when you land on an island, they're like, okay, see you in a couple hours, but do you have to pay for those trips? Or is that all included?
It's all included.
Okay.
It's all included.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't sound good to me. I'd probably jump.
I was in, before we take off here, I was in Fort McMurray this past weekend. I went up for the Canadian Junior Curling.
Was Jeremy Hotz there?
No, Jeremy Hotz was not there.
Okay.
They are building a 8,000-seat arena. They're trying to get a dub team or an AHL team.
Oh, really?
They are building a baseball stadium, and they're building a football stadium. The Eskimos are going to have their training camp up there, and rumor is, or maybe they've already agreed, the Eskimos are going to start playing one game a year up there.
Maybe we should just have the 12th CFL team there, because we always talk about how Ottawa's going to be 9, and Quebec City could be 10, and then the Maritimes could be 11, and we need a 12th. Maybe it could be Fort Mac. And then Jeremy will have to go up there for the CFL awards.
That's right. We have to get him there.
We've got to do it.
Yeah, I got snowed in. Supposed to fly out on the Friday, and I got snowed in with the big snowstorm in Toronto.
So,
I sat in an airport for 12 hours.
That's all right, though. Did you drink?
I knew I had to drive home, so I couldn't. I knew my flight was going to get canceled.
Never stopped you before.
Whoa!
Yeah, you're always drinking at work in between commercial breaks. I'm like, Toolsy, put the bottle down.
People would still want to see that.
Yeah, no, it's not true. It's not true at all. Well, should we say so long? Are we doing the mark of the week?
There's no more mark of the week. It's gone.
Oh, yeah. I completely forgot about that.
So when Roots comes on, it'll be the Roots of the week.
That's not going to last long. What, different members of the Roots, the band on Jimmy Fallon? You just got to name them by voice? Yeah, that's right. No more mark of the week. Oh, man, I'm going to miss it.
You missed a lot. A lot. The world changed when
Everything
you were gone.
fell apart when I left.
Sorry. I tried to keep it together, but you know what that's like.
Send us your suggestions as to how you think we should replace the Producer Tim Storytime segment. Or if you think we should. Should we beg him to come back? That's awful to think about, but we can do it if you think that's the right way to go.
I think he's upset he didn't get his Mark's clothing. He was promised Mark's clothing by me, and he never got it. He's not going to get it now.
No, he's not getting anything. At Jay and Dan.
Why they didn't
TSN.
just give gift cards instead of actual Mark's clothing?
Well, now we can just trash the shit out of them.
No. I still wear their clothes.
All right.
It's good clothing.
So angry. Okay, so hell of a good dip. NOS or Gold Bond.
Don't
those are the
back us
three
into a
contenders.
corner.
No, I'm just saying, hey, whoever works for those companies, we're ready for you. All right, be the first one on board.
Jim's leaf blower repair.
Listen, we'll take you. North Battleford Oil and Gas Company. We'll take you.
North Battleford Ford. In. Done deal. Someone in Fort McMurray. Someone said, the production costs on your podcast, what's it cost to sponsor? Are $8?
Oliver Jewelry. How about that? Russell Oliver. He'd be perfect.
What's his tagline?
Like, what is his tagline? What does he always say? I'm the cash man. I give you money for your gold.
And then he painted himself all gold, and then he also painted himself
and then
silver.
he goes, oh, yeah.
That's it. Didn't he steal that from the Kool-Aid Man?
Use jewelry.
Here
If
it
you
is.
have gold rings, gold earrings, I'll give you cash. If you have diamonds, bring them to me. I'll give you cash. I love gold. Bring me your old gold and I'll give you cash. Because I'm the cash man. I'll give you money for your gold. Oh yeah. Yes, I'm the cash man. I'll give you money for your gold. Oh yeah.
It's a pretty good beat.
What a creep.
It's a good beat.
Preying on old widows. Almost as bad as Frank D'Angelo.
Hey, someone sent us...
Maybe he could sponsor us. Frank! I didn't mean anything I said.
The Cheetah Podcast.
That's a great idea.
Brought to you by Turd Water.
Oh, I wish you could smell this. This is incredible.
It's like enemies become friends.
Someone sent us a picture. They found them on sale for 39 cents a can.
That's a good deal. They need us.
I said, that's still too expensive.
They need us. We'll talk to him.
And, so we'll see you next week. And when we tape next week, I'll be taking off to Daytona the day after.
Oh, must be nice.
wait.
Well, we'll discuss that. I look forward to that. It's been good to be back with you, Toolsy. You happy to have me back?
Of course, bud.
Back.
See ya.
They're going home.
Dance. 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 Keep dancing.
Can you please tell me how to get over this? I just can't help it. Your love I miss.